it's Marek. Welcome to MDrives and welcome to another video. Today I'm test driving Hyundai IONIQ 6. It's a funky looking car, don't you think? It's very slippery, and I think that's the main purpose of this design. Hyundai wanted this car to be efficient, to be streaming through the air. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to driving it because it seems to be like it can be a very comfortable ride, and that's what you're looking for from your daily driver. So let's hop in and find out how it feels behind the wheel. And today I'm on board Hyundai IONIQ 6. So it's the funky looking one. Well, they all are, to be honest, and they have different styles, but this one looks very sleek. It looks like with this model Hyundai really gone far with aerodynamics, making sure that the car is efficient. The model, it's within that range of all of its competitors, so well over 300 miles of range. The car is very comfortable so far. The acceleration of the models is between low 5 seconds or 4.9 seconds to about 7.5 seconds, depending on which version you get. But yeah, I think this is absolutely what people looking for these days. You don't need anything quicker. Even 7.5 seconds to 60, it's very fast for a normal comfortable car for a daily driving. First, let's talk about the interior. I've got two quite big screens at the front of me, which are very bright. They give me plenty of information. When I turn indicators, I get a camera view from that side, which is very useful. I've got all the information at the front of me, which I like because you don't get that in all electric cars these days. When it comes to the materials, I feel like they are fine. You know, leather seats, leather steering wheel, which is nice to touch. It might, some people might say it's a weirdly shaped, but it's nothing too odd to me. In terms of the buttons layout, there is a lot of buttons on the steering wheel, so you can actually control the car by touching the buttons rather than pressing the touchscreen, which I think it's so much better. You know, you don't want to play with the screens too much when you're driving 60 miles per hour in the corners. You've got actually a lot of controls here in the middle console to control your temperature, etc., AC, which is fantastic. You know, this is missing so much in many cars today. And apart from that, I have a brilliant head-up display. Honestly, it's absolutely fantastic. It gives me all the information I need. It gives me speed, and yeah, it's great. I switched to sport, so I've got some red color on the dash now, and hopefully the car will now be suited for more spirited driving, which we will be able to find out in a moment when we cross that roundabout. But let's accelerate now. Yeah. So it's not neck-breaking performance, but again, I think this is well enough for majority of the drivers and majority of the situations. You know, it's just fine. It will be enough to overtake other cars and enough to take you to your destinations. The main thing is it's very quiet and very comfortable. The seats don't have a lot of bolstering, but they are still absolutely fine for daily driving. Now let's accelerate this car. Yeah, so as you can see, I'm not blown away by it. It's just about 7.5 seconds to 60. So this is all you need in majority of the situations while you're driving. When it comes to cornering, the steering feels a bit wallowy. I would say the steering isn't very sensitive. You actually have to give it a bit more input than in other similar cars. But let's stop for a moment and talk about the car.
The look of the car seems to be very divisive. Although I think the front looks quite nice, unfortunately the rear is too controversial to me. The car has many details which Hyundai borrowed from IONIQ 5. The details I quite like. The boot space looks for me quite compromised, as it was very shallow and it was dictated by the shape of the car, and it's rated at 401 liters. The fuel economy is rated at between 3.7 and 3.9 miles per kilowatt, which is quite good, with the electric range between 323 and 339 miles. The car, depending on the power output, can do 5.1 or 7.4 seconds to 60. The interior design of this car is quite soft. I can't see any sharp edges in it. Everything is rounded, material seems to be soft, and you get that feel of plushiness inside. The seats were very comfortable, and I wouldn't mind to spend a long time in this car. The rear of the car was really spacious. Even with the front seat set to my liking, I was still able to comfortably sit at the back. In UK, IONIQ 6 is available in 3 trims: Premium, Ultimate and First Edition, starting from £46,000 going up to 54.5 for the First Edition.
So let's accelerate again. Yeah. Very nice progressive acceleration, and here we are at 60 miles per hour. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the head-up display, which not only shows you the speed limits, it also warns you about the upcoming corners, which is great, which is something you definitely need when you're on a new road, which you don't know. But the main thing I'm taking from this drive so far is that this car is just very quiet and very comfortable, much quieter than its rivals. I really feel like this one insulates you more from the noises. I can't hear so many noises from the tire roll. I can't hear a lot of wind noise. It is really calming place to be in, especially with this interior having a nice bright colors. It just calms you down. It just makes you want to just cruise, not drive it really fast, because I don't think this car was designed for that. This car was designed for efficiency. I mean, at the moment it's showing me an average of 3.3 miles to the kilowatt, which I think in some cars it's not even achievable, and this car was driven probably hard on many occasions today. So yeah, that is definitely good result. $60 miles per hour. So yes, the car feels really great as a something you would drive every day to work, you know, for the daily commute. This feels absolutely great. I'm not 100% sold on the materials here on the side of the doors. They feel to me like some kind of, it's not the plastic, it's soft, and I'm sure this is somehow eco-friendly materials, because that's the trend these days. But yeah, I'm just not, I would prefer that in something else, but that's just my personal preference. But yeah, this car feels so good, and I think the theme of this drive is, I'm keep defaulting to talk about the comfort and how quiet it is, and I think that is the main thing I'm taking from this drive today. It is all about comfort. It is all about being quiet. Yeah, the steering accurate, but it needs more input. It's not as sensitive, nowhere near as sensitive as Tesla's, for example, and I would say still less sensitive than in a BYD. The car at 60 miles per hour on these slightly bumpy roads feels very comfortable. It insulates me from all the kind of little bumps in the road, so in that respect it really works well. So what's my conclusion about this car? I think this car is all about comfort. It's quiet, it's very comfortable on the bumps, it really insulates you from the outside world. The seats are very comfortable, everything seems to be so pleasant around you. Yeah, it's definitely targeting a comfort driving. If you are looking for something which gives you a bit more thrills dynamically, you know, it's probably not the best one. So I hope you enjoyed this drive. I definitely did. If you are after a comfortable daily driver, I think this might be a good proposition. I think you should go and test drive this vehicle, because that's what it feels it's made for. Just a quiet, comfortable drive. So thank you for watching. Please make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you shortly in the next one. Thank you, goodbye, do widzenia.